ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
When we look, you can see families were more than willing to go to the box office to support something like the Minecraft movie, while Rachel Zegler's Snow White continues to plunge.
She's literally the only person there. And do you not understand how humiliating this is? Meanwhile, the experience at Minecraft goes something like this.
Minecraft in the United States in one weekend made more money than Snow White has made globally after 3 weekends.
There's no way that Snow White is going to recover.
I don't think they're gonna buy it. I don't think they're gonna watch it. I don't think they're gonna like it. DC said Disney's Snow White has a major identity crisis. Every single one of these reviews is just absolutely brutal. And what you also need to know is that these are not driven reviews. I mean, most of them are from the camp that should be supporting Disney, that should be behind this new progressive take on Snow White, and yet they can't because the film is apparently just that bad.
But it says, meanwhile, over in the kingdom of crumbling crowns, Disney's Snow White dropped like an enchanted apple.
What they really mean is they're describing a worldview that hates you, that hates everything America stands for.
Saying that audiences will always line up to see her no matter what she does.
Every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
You know what's interesting about all this is that the only person waiting in line to see Snow White was Rachel Zegler.
Oh my God.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
Well, we all basically knew that Snow White was going to be a massive failure at the box office because of Rachel Zegler's controversial statement.
Rachel Zegler just went scorched earth, lashing out, losing it, and dragging everyone down with her as Snow White hits a catastrophic box office low, completely crushed by the unexpected Minecraft movie. But this isn't just a celebrity meltdown, it's the collapse of a Disney empire, a brutal takedown by South Park, and a masterclass in how Hollywood keeps getting it so wrong. In this video, we're exposing the full fallout, Zegler's career in freefall, Disney's future in question, and why this flop may finally break the remake machine for good. Hollywood, what on earth is happening? In a time when legacy studios are spending hundreds of millions to reimagine classic fairy tales, the real fairy tale, ironically, is being told by an 8-bit pixelated video game movie that's crushing it at the box office. That's right, in today's video, we're diving deep into the absolutely catastrophic fallout of Disney's Snow White remake, and how, in the wildest twist imaginable, the Minecraft movie became the unexpected savior of cinematic storytelling. Yes, you heard that right. Minecraft. Let's unpack the chaos.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White. Right. You should shut up and do the job.
Now, there is no doubt about it that Snow White 2025 is considered by far one of the worst box office failures, not just with Disney, but also in the entire film history when it comes down to live-action remakes.
We're talking about ultra-far leftists, people who believe that men and women are a figment of your imagination, that your money is not your own, that your family is not your own, and that your country is not your own. That's what woke me.
The future of Hollywood is being battled out right now in theaters as 2 live-action remakes from the biggest studios in Hollywood go head-to-head. Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie versus Disney's Snow White, which in theory should be quite a battle, but it's not even a fair fight.
Rachel Zegler is a loudmouth.
Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist, who's just clinical at this point.
It doesn't need a prince to save her, and not surrounded by 7 weird people. Oh, okay, just CGI fictional goblins, I guess.
Let's check in with the star of the movie, Rachel Zegler, being
totally normal here.
Rachel Zegler just hit rock bottom. Again, crashing out in spectacular fashion as the Snow White remake officially bombs at the box office, completely annihilated by the Minecraft movie in a twist no one saw coming. Except, well, everyone. From Zegler's infamous rants torching the original film and her haters alike, to Disney's billion-dollar blunder now brutally mocked by South Park, this video dives into the chaos, the controversy, the collapse, and the career-ending fallout for Zegler, who may now be fully done in Hollywood. We'll break down Disney's live-action disaster strategy, Minecraft's shocking box office dominance, the scorched earth public perception of Rachel Zegler, and what all of this says about an industry that's completely lost touch with its audience. Disney dropped over $250 million trying to modernize Snow White, but instead of magic, they delivered a cultural meltdown. Stripping the classic of its heart and charm, they replaced it with forced messaging that nobody asked for. What was meant to be a fairy tale revival turned into a tone-deaf disaster. A film with a budget north of $200 million, marketed as a modern retelling of a timeless classic, and packed with controversy from the moment it was announced. Now, when you hear Snow White, most people think of a magical, charming fairy tale that defined an entire era of animation. But Disney's latest version? Audiences barely recognized it.
So, it got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made $2 million.
And of course, this weekend, Minecraft came out, which has absolutely dominated the box office, done significantly better than analysts even projected. And now we're finding out that Snow White has officially crossed $160 million.
And you know the saying, go woke, get broke. And
every way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
She's talented, she's attractive, she's got skill. But there are a lot of actresses in Hollywood who bring all that to the table and are not going to absolutely sabotage your work.
The backlash began almost immediately. Casting decisions, script rewrites, the tone-deaf removal of the iconic dwarfs. Yes, that happened. And perhaps the most controversial of all, the lead actress herself, who stirred massive debate with her bold and often off-putting statements about the original film and her new, empowered version of Snow White. And just like that, the internet exploded. Critics called it a woke mess. Fans called it unwatchable. Even casual moviegoers were scratching their heads asking, who is this for? Rachel Zegler didn't just play Snow White. She rewrote her, publicly bashing the 1937 original as weird and dismissing its romance as stalker-like. Pitching the remake as a feminist rebrand, she aimed to turn Snow White into a leader, not a lover, but the tone came off as smug, not empowering. The backlash wasn't about diversity. It was about her dismissing everything fans actually cherished. This isn't just about Snow White. What we're really witnessing here is Hollywood's massive identity crisis. There's a growing divide between what the audience wants and what the studios are producing. Disney, once the gold standard in family storytelling, seems to be struggling with its own legacy. They're attempting to remix, reframe, and rebrand classics that arguably never needed changing in the first place. They keep saying, this is for a new generation. But here's the truth. The new generation isn't asking for a rewrite. They're asking for stories that feel authentic and honest. The more Disney tries to force this formula, diverse casting with hollow scripts, self-aware dialogue that no one asked for, and characters stripped of charm and replaced with lectures, the more people check out. And they're not just checking out, they're walking out. South Park, Into the Pandaverse, didn't hold back, roasting Disney's obsession with injecting ideology over storytelling, with an AI version of Kathleen Kennedy leading the satire. While Rachel Zegler wasn't named, her smug, moralizing tone was felt all over the parody. She became the unspoken face of everything fans feel is going wrong. The episode nailed it. Hollywood's problem isn't diversity, it's agenda over entertainment. And now,
will you check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there?
A viral TikTok captured Rachel Zegler sitting alone in an empty theater, an unintentional symbol of the public's disinterest in Snow White. Her promotional efforts, instead of building hype, came off more like a TED Talk on social issues than an actual movie celebration. Fans didn't feel inspired, they felt lectured. While Snow White limped to a disappointing $160 million after weeks in theaters, Minecraft smashed expectations with a $300 million global opening weekend. Once mocked by critics as just a kid's game, Minecraft won big by doing the exact opposite of Disney. It stayed true to its roots, didn't preach, and focused on fun. With simple storytelling, fan service, and Jack Black's chaotic charm, it proved audiences still crave entertainment over agendas. The collapse of Snow White isn't a one-off. It's part of a growing trend in Hollywood where studios chase progressive optics while abandoning meaningful storytelling. Instead of honoring beloved IPs, they rewrite them with shallow agendas, alienating the very fans who made them classics. Audiences aren't rejecting progress. They're rejecting being talked down to.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. And the reality is, Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom.
In the wake of Snow White's spectacular collapse, it's clear this isn't just a misfire. It's emblematic of a deeper shift in Hollywood, where studios increasingly favor progressive optics over genuine storytelling, only to alienate the very audiences they claim to court. Rather than honoring the emotional core of beloved IPs, executives are layering on shallow agendas that feel more like lectures than entertainment, triggering widespread backlash. Audiences aren't opposed to progress. They're tired of being condescended to, and they're voting with their wallets. This trend has played out across franchises, from Marvel's anti-woke fallout to studios quietly scaling back DI initiatives under political pressure, signaling a growing revolt against superficial messaging. The Snow White vs. Minecraft face-off wasn't just a box office mismatch. It was a cultural reckoning. Hollywood's obsession with messaging over meaning is collapsing under the weight of its own arrogance, while viewers, now sharper than ever, crave authenticity over agenda. Now here's where things get hilariously ironic. While Disney was fumbling the bag with Snow White, a Minecraft movie quietly entered the scene and then obliterated expectations. This is a film based on a blocky sandbox game with zero traditional story. It had no business being good, but guess what? It delivered. Big time. Why? Because the creators understood the assignment. They didn't try to reinvent society. They didn't lecture. They entertained. Instead of rewriting characters or shoving in half-baked messages, they embraced the charm and simplicity of the source material. They brought heart, humor, and creativity. They tapped into nostalgia in a way that felt real, not forced. And here's the kicker. It appealed to both kids and adults. Everyone found something to love. And with a fraction of Disney's budget, it became a box office smash. If studios want to survive this era of media-savvy audiences, here's the unshakable rule. Respect the story, respect the fans, and stop rewriting legacy just to make a point. In this battle, Minecraft didn't just dominate financially. It reclaimed the soul of storytelling. The box office clash between Disney's Snow White flop and a Minecraft movie's record haul epitomizes Hollywood's crisis in prioritizing socio-political branding over genuine storytelling. Audiences today, especially Gen Z and Gen Alpha, are more media-savvy than ever, quickly detecting and rejecting films that feel like lectures rather than immersive narratives. For studios to thrive, the prescription is clear. Honor the source material, update with care, not arrogance, and genuinely engage viewers rather than talking down to them. In this showdown, Minecraft didn't just top the box office. It restored audience trust through faithful, fun-driven execution. Disney's Snow White remake, despite a $270 million budget, underperformed spectacularly, revealing a deeper Hollywood trend, studios pushing progressive optics over narrative coherence. Critics and analysts point to mixed reviews, 43% on Rotten Tomatoes, a B+ cinema score, and poor word of mouth as proof that ideological messaging alone can't carry a blockbuster. Adaptations that embrace core elements, like a Minecraft movie did by staying true to its blocky roots, earned both box office success, $301 million opening, and fan loyalty. Heavy-handed rewrites risk alienating fans. Snow White's feminist rebrand was lambasted for stripping away romance and charm in favor of forced messaging. Building authentic connections, much like brands shifting to micro-influencers for genuine endorsements, helps avoid the preachy trap. Viewers want to feel spoken with, not at. A Minecraft movie smashed expectations with a $157 million domestic and $301 million global debut, dwarfing Snow White's $43 million US opening and proving that fun and faithfulness still win. By delivering pure entertainment without pandering, it recaptured audience trust that big-budget branding stunts have been eroding. What we're seeing here isn't just two movies with different results. We're seeing the audience take back control. For years, Hollywood has operated on the idea that they know what's best for the public. But the public is done playing along. This is no longer the era where studios dictate culture. This is the era where viewers decide what wins. With social media, fan-led movements, YouTube commentary, and viral discourse, audiences are the new gatekeepers. And they're loud. Snow White was supposed to be a guaranteed win. A fairy tale princess movie from Disney? That's a billion-dollar idea on paper. But it failed. And not because people are tired of fairy tales, because they're tired of soulless fairy tales. On the other hand, the Minecraft movie took a non-traditional idea, respected its roots, and focused on giving people a good time. It didn't need to be a moral lecture. It just needed to be fun. The Snow White versus Minecraft clash wasn't just a box office battle. It exposed Hollywood's identity crisis. Audiences today are sharper, more skeptical, and totally over being lectured to. Here's the brutal truth. If studios keep rewriting classics to chase agendas instead of telling great stories, they'll keep losing. Want to survive? Respect the legacy. Modernize without mocking. Speak to fans, not at them. Because in this fight, Minecraft didn't just rake in cash, it earned back the audience's trust. So what does all this mean for Hollywood? It's simple. The audience has evolved, but studios are still stuck in 2018. The same formula that worked back then, remakes, reboots, and political posturing, no longer cuts it. People want new stories. Or, at the very least, faithful retellings that don't feel like propaganda pieces. The obsession with reimagining everything through a modern lens is backfiring, because it's no longer about storytelling, it's about messaging. And the public? They're not buying it anymore. The success of Minecraft, the failure of Snow White, it's more than just box office numbers. It's a cultural shift, a wake-up call, a warning shot to Hollywood that creativity still matters, that people crave authenticity, not agendas. So where do we go from here? Will Disney finally listen to its audience? Will Hollywood stop turning every film into a political statement? Or will we keep watching indie creators and unexpected hits like Minecraft steal the spotlight? Let me know in the comments. What's your take on Disney's Snow White remake? Did you watch it? Did you walk out? And more importantly, are you surprised Minecraft actually pulled it off? If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a breakdown of what's really going on behind the scenes in celebrity news and pop culture. Because in a world full of fake fairy tales, we're here to tell you the truth.